Being Delulu is in fact not the Salulu when the delusion that you're living in is that you are not enough. Hi my loves, odds are you've never seen my face a day in your life. Introductions are in order. I'm your High Priestess BGC, but you can call me Luna-Lynn for short. This is my channel where I talk about all things womanhood, magic, spirituality, and beauty. And I am here to be your spiritual bestie, cousin, sister, auntie, mama, whatever it is you need as we work toward healing in this world that constantly feels like it's on fire, both literally and figuratively. So pretend that we're besties over FaceTime. You can have me on in the background while you fold those clothes that have been piling up or tackle those dishes that you've been ignoring for the past 2 days or so. You can go ahead and take what resonates and leave the rest. It might apply to you, it might not, but at the end of the day, I'm a certified yapper. So let me yap to you and we can just dive right on in. I have spent such a good portion of my life feeling like I was never enough. And given the givens that tracks, I grew up with a physically and verbally abusive mother, an emotionally unavailable father, and an older sister who was suffering through the same things as me and dealt with it by being out of the house as much as humanly possible. Not that I can say that I blame her for that, but it still had its impact. Learning to shrink myself and walk on eggshells to accommodate for my mother's emotional immaturity became a survival tactic that unfortunately I became really, really good at. So much so that even now at 34, anytime that I catch myself in moments of doubt where I am contemplating pursuing any semblance of a dream that I have that puts me a little too far out there, I freeze. I'm trapped inside of this fear with this tiny voice constantly telling me that I'm not good enough, that I can't, that I shouldn't, that I won't. And so I don't. And it took me a really, really long time to realize that that voice isn't my voice, but my mother's. When I first started my very first TikTok back in 2021, I did it because I came to the heartbreaking realization that I wasn't afraid to be perceived, but that I had a debilitating fear of being known, of putting myself out there. It was something that I wanted to try, but I was afraid of so many things. I wanted to try, but I was afraid of not being worthy enough to be seen. And when I started going through the Artist Way journey in 2024 and realized that I had been wanting to do YouTube for years, but I was afraid of it not going anywhere. I wanted to, but I was worried about the cost. I wanted to, but. There's always something that kept me from pursuing the things that I said that I wanted. And I'm realizing now just how much that hesitation has cost me. I'm realizing now that it's cost me my peace, it's cost me opportunities. All of that hesitation has stemmed from my mother constantly looming over me throughout so much of my life, supporting me in one breath and then calling me worthless in the next. And I don't want to keep holding on to these fears that aren't mine anymore. I don't want to keep holding on to these fears that have nothing to do with me and that all stem from someone that I don't even have a relationship with anymore. I want to be seen. I want to be known. I want to live a life that is full and bright and vibrant and worth living. And so much of that has to come from getting over this fear of being seen trying, this fear of being known, because but has robbed me of so much. And I'm realizing that the only way that I'm going to be able to move past this is by putting myself out there, even if I suck, because I'm not going to suck forever. This stage where I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know how to go about things, it's not going to last forever. And as someone that does so deeply believe in my own faith and spirituality, I have to believe that the people that are meant for me are going to find me one way or another. So, I don't need to prove that I'm enough. I have to remember that I was always enough. You have to remember that you were always enough. And nothing changes that. External forces that have nothing to do with you, that have nothing to do with me, doesn't change that. So, I'm going to try. This is the start of that. And I don't know where starting a YouTube channel and trying to dive into all of this is going to take me, but I know it's going to be a journey. I know that it's going to be fun. I know that I'm gonna learn a lot because I'm filming this on my phone, on an iPhone 11 Pro Max in my living room. You're gonna hear cars zooming by all the time. I live on a really busy street. I don't know what I'm doing, and my first few videos are probably gonna suck really, really bad. But all I know is that I'm willing to step into the unknown and scream into the void, aka try. So, if you are someone who is also on your spiritual journey, learning and growing, just as I am, if anything that I said resonated with you, even a tiny bit, then maybe you should stick around and maybe we can do this together. That's the hope, that's the goal, that's the dream anyway. So if you made it to the end of this video, go ahead and like and subscribe if you feel like it. I'm never going to pressure anyone to do that. And if you made it to the end of this video, go ahead and leave me your favorite heart emoji. I feel like you can tell a lot about people by their favorite heart emoji. Mine is the double pink hearts, if that tells you anything about me. But if no one's told you this today, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I'm really happy you're here. Bye.